here because she did not have it in Connecticut. There was only her immediate family at the burial.
Oh,
And so
this is
I
her
can't
Bible.
say anything else.
This is her family.
This is
Her family. Yep. Yes.
Waiting on me?
Excuse me.
Waiting for a while. This is for me and you if you need it. I think it's Bounty. It's a quicker pick up. I'm probably going to be using this. I will say this before I start. When I was asked by Gray to have the honor of speaking in front of all of you, there was no hesitation. But from that point on, I was like, who is my backup? It's been hard. I've cried a lot. It's been emotional. It's been physical. It's been a hard love. I'm probably going to mess up, but as Beth would say, I don't give a shit. All right, let's get started. And you're gonna have to forgive me because my nose is running faster than an Olympic runner. It's funny, let me show you this book. One Direction. Out of all books, why would God give me this book to write Beth's story? And before I get started, I was asked, I almost want to say told, to include a lot of factors into this presentation, this celebration. And I started a while back. Matter of fact, let me look at my notes. I'm gonna throw this on the floor because it helps with the nerves. I don't know when you asked me, Gray, but it was a while back. And I started writing stuff down. You see, I'm shaking already, but who cares?
We're all family.
On 1/11/24, I started writing stuff down. And this is some of the notes. And then this turned into this. And and it's funny because my wife came home last night from B-I-N-G-O and bingo. And she looked at me and I said, look, babe, she reminded me of Beth. She said, what are you freaking writing, a book? And it's funny because before I get into this book, which I will be presenting today, like a teacher who's reading the story to his students or her students, like a grandparent that's sitting by the fireplace with hot cocoa and reading the story to their grandchildren, one that they love, or like a parent at bedtime getting ready to tuck their kid to sleep, and the kid said, Dad, Mom, read me a story. That's what I hope you get here today. But before I get into the meat and potatoes, there were certain things that I wasn't able to include. Why? Who knows? So, if you see a green check mark, those are things that I included. Okay? And if you see a red check mark or not included, I mean, what was able to include it? Or I didn't include it. And some of the stuff I didn't include, and here we go, getting all messed up. I'm gonna try to include right now. Give me a second. Let me see. I'll leave that out. Okay. I was told to include stuff like the dog park and her community, pickleball, how good she was, how competitive she was, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on the story. And her dog, Angel, out of all names, her Cocker Spaniel to be specific. And one other thing which I was going to leave for the end, but I think it's more fitting to do right now. And I was told to thank two people. And forgive me, I got to get my notes. I should have you up here with me,
Carol and Steve.
Carol and Steve. I'm sorry, Carol and Steve, and I have it here somewhere. But even though you said it, yeah, let me not waste time. So here, where is Carol and Steve? Okay. a.m. this morning, this is what I believe Beth gave me for you too. Beth would have me say to you too, on this day, I had no shelter, and you took me in. I had no food, and you fed me. I had no clothes or warmth, and you gave me some. I had no love, and you showed me some. Thank you. Thank you. And the last thing she said to say to you, I'm so sorry. God bless you too. All right, time to sit down. I like the teacher I used to be. If you need tissues, feel free to come up. Hope you can hear me. I'm going to try to speak loud. Best celebration of life. First, and I don't have this down here, I'd like to thank you all for being here today to celebrate her life. Because it said, who will show up when you are no longer here? That will be your testimony. That will show who you impacted. But most importantly, and some of you may say like, I just don't, it doesn't fly with me. You see who truly loved her. And once again, I thank you all for that. First, I would like to tell you a little about myself. My name is Tyrone Arrow Sr. I am presently 46 years old, and on my next birthday in August, I will be 56. I am presently the best pickleball player in Palm Bay. Most of my life, I have worked with special needs children. Me and my wife had a four-legged addition to our family many years ago whose name was Trusty and was a Cocker Spaniel. And the last thing I'd like to say is that I have an interesting relationship with my mother and my brother. I won't go as far as to say I hate them because I don't, but I hate many things they have done to me and my family, especially my mother. Why have I shared this info with you today? First of all, we can see like I got a few things in my mind backwards. I am 64, and I will be 65 this August. And as far as pickleball goes, well, we'll leave that one for now. The other three worked with special needs children. We have had a Cocker Spaniel named Trusty, and no four-legged family addition since. My wife said no more. Our Cocker Spaniel died many years ago. Until this day, my wife, the boss of the house, will not allow me to have another dog. It hurt too much. And mom and brother's issue are also very true. All this introduction and information to say, you never know the things you have in common with other people and what impact you have on their lives, good or bad. Today, we are here to celebrate the life of our daughter, our sister, our friend, and our lover. And by lover, I mean she can show you some love. Who is best? From what I have heard, from what I was told, and from what I know. I was told Beth loved kids and animals. She volunteered at a horse farm and worked with special needs children. I remember one day when Beth brought this lady to Grant Indoor Pickleball Gym, who she was helping get better with some physical training she provided her. Pickleball, wait, let me backtrack a little. I met Beth one day at Vet Park playing pickleball with Gray and Marge, and I believe we hit it off from then. From the beginning, you could tell how competitive she was. I will leave Marge and Gray out of that one. I played, as have many of us, with Beth. She was so good and so competitive. This reminds me of a funny thing that happened one day at Grant, and I will leave a few parts out to protect the innocent people in the story. Basically, she was not happy at the way some people played against her. I told her she needed to try and play nice. Some of those opponents would only help her to play even better. She told me, duck that. I don't give a hit. And she could be quite boisterous at times. She did not want to hear it. It reminded me of the movie Gran Torino when Walt, played by Clint Eastwood, dies, and at the funeral service, a young father, whose name was Jonovich, says, Walt definitely had no problem calling it like he saw it. Neither did Beth. I heard that Beth, besides loving animals, loved her Cocker Spaniel Angel. And once again, what a name. And was the reason quite a few of you got together and fellowshiped at the dog park. She had the ability to bring people together to enjoy and share the things she loved. I've also heard, or some people might say, was told, that even in her darkest days, when she stopped playing pickleball, she still kept taking Angel to the dog park and helping others who needed her help. Oh, sweet Beth. And last, but definitely not least, I was told, heard, and know Beth would say she hated her mother and sister. I believe, like myself, she probably said that, but truly loved them more than she could know, because she was more focused on what they did or said than who they truly were in her life. It's okay not to like what people do or say, but in the midst of it, still love them from a distance. Mental disorder, also called mental illness, is a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking, and behavior. What causes mental health problems? Child abuse, trauma, or neglect, social isolation, loneliness, experiencing discrimination and stigma, including racism. And I'm going to interject, even though this is not here. I went indoor to Grant recently, and I spoke to a wise man named Dick. And we spoke about how pickleball, and I'm sure this dog park community, changes you. You're not looking at the color of the person, whether they're black, Chinese, Hispanic, or whatever. You're just enjoying their company. And sometimes that like turns into love. And sometimes when they're not there, you're missing them. And I'll go back and reread the last one. Experiencing discrimination and stigma, including racism. And there are a few more, which I won't get into now. You get the idea. When we have to look out, we have to look out for those that are fragile. I was told that Beth was fond of me because I didn't judge her. I found that to be interesting. My question to myself when it came to Beth, not some of you here, what was there to judge? What was there to condemn? What does it mean to judge? What does it mean to condemn? Judge, to express a bad opinion of someone's behavior, often because you think you're better than them. Condemn, express complete disapproval. Sentence someone to a particular punishment. Think about that. one of the most popular Bible verses is, and as the teacher I was going to ask you what it is, but I won't do that. John 3:16. And normally here's where I would stand up and pick up my Bible and act like a preacher. But I'm going to stay sitting and act like a teacher reading the story. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believed in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Let me tell you something right now. And those who might have a little wax in their ears like me, pay attention. For those of you who might be saying, I don't believe in God, Jesus, or the Holy Spirit, that's fine for now. But what about tonight? Or tomorrow? Or maybe even the next day? Let's be clear. I am not here to tell you that you are going to hell or that there is a hell. I'm here to tell you that those of you who like a good party, and I know we all do or did, you are missing in the greatest party you will ever be invited to. There is no greater dancing. And I won't get up and show you my moves. There is no greater food, and I'm not talking about chicken wings with pork fried rice. But most importantly, no greater love. For God so loved the world. Let's look at one more verse close to this one. Anybody guess what it is? Count one up. How about we try John 3:17? For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save it through him. There again, we hear the word condemn. How about we try judging and condemning people a little less and loving them a lot more? We say we are here to celebrate Beth's life, our life. What is life? And I'll say it again. What is life? Life spelled L-I-F-E. That's the teacher me. L, love. I is. F-E, forever. L, love. I is. F-E, forever. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that whoever believed in him, the Son, S-O-N, not S-U-N, will live forever. Will live forever. That is life. In Luke 10:27, Matthew 22, 36 through 40, and in Mark 12:28 to 31, it says, and you will love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is that you should love your neighbor. Let me read the second one again. The second is that you should love your neighbor. I didn't hear the word like. At this point, I would like to dedicate a classical song that I believe was given to me to try and understand what might have been going through sweet Beth's mind at the end, and also share with you what I believe Beth left us here with to try and press forward in life. I'm hoping my thinking goes correct now. Bear with me a second. I don't even know which one I'm going to use. Figure it out. I'm hoping we're going to hear this. There was two versions of this, and one night when I was preparing this, I saw one by a young lady called Esperanza Spalding and Herbie Hancock, and until this moment, I didn't know which version I was going to give you. But it was released by Sting in 2017 and written by him in 1987. I'm sorry. And I think I'm going to give you the Sting version. Here we go. Oh man, hold on a second. Oh Lord. You guys want me to try to prepare this so you can hear it? Let's hold it a second.
I want to hear it.
Only because it's important that you hear the words. There's that one and there's this one.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
You think? No, it's not Sting. Oh, here we go. No, so I'm going to stop it. And I do apologize. Well, that's best to deal with it. Give me a second. Man, anybody, all these people here, not one of you is tech savvy. Where are your grandchildren when you need them?
My niece has one of those.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at settings first. One of these are going to put in. One of them is on.
Somebody help the guy with his phone.
I think it's on.
There you go. This is going to be a copyright violation. Hold on.